Today we're going to talk about the Fukiya, the blowgun. Many cultures have used this. The Amazon is probably the most famous. The Cherokee Indians here in America were big users of the blowgun, and of course the Japanese connected with the ninja also used the blowgun. They were made out of cane poles, and you run sand through a river and you keep twisting it and turning it, let the sand run through, sand run through, sand run through, and then you bore it out to try to keep it as straight as you possibly can, and then you make your darts out of pieces of wood, and then you use either cotton or you can use some type of a feather mixture and put it around the end just to give it something that gives resistance, you know what I mean? So I don't need to go out and buy a frame of a car, a tire, a brake lines, fuel lines, gas tanks, windows, door locks, keys separately. I can just go buy a car nowadays. Same thing with the blowguns. You don't have to sit and find yourself a piece of wood or bamboo and go out in the river and try to get this thing to be accurate and perfect. This is just the cheap one you can get at like any old flea market. You can get them out. I guess they're like $10. And then I've got the cold steel version, which is a little bit more serious. You got a little bit more that's made out of metal. These are made out of like a carbon fiber, probably just a plastic tube, PVC pipe. I'm going to have some links on the Patreon page to some videos that I found on YouTube, guys that are either making their own, they're making it with bobber lights to be able to fly at night. They're even putting explosive tips on the end of these blowguns. So I'm going to include that for you guys. So in this video here, there's a lot of videos out there about the blowgun and how to shoot it and how to aim it. And I just wanted to chime in a little bit because it is something that I played around with for years. Even though it's been a while since I've used it, I've had to pretty much get the dust and cobwebs off these things, sadly enough, but been out here for about a half hour playing around with it. It comes right back. These things are really easy to use. The baseline of them is you have these darts. You take the dart and you put it into the end, so you just put it right into the end and you'll feel it where it's kind of resistance there, and you just kind of pop it so it's on the other side, and you can kind of bring it down a little bit, make sure it's there. And then you just want to get a really tight seal around your mouth, making sure there's no air that's going to escape. And then basically just take a really deep breath in through your nose and then concentrate, like if you've ever played a trumpet or if you ever played like a wind instrument where you got to blow through the reed. You want to focus your air down. So don't just make a big wide, you want to focus. Some people say they put their tongue around their mouth and then build up a lot of pressure so that tongue acts like a release, and it releases that seal and it puts it down there. You'll have to play around with it. The more that you blow, the faster and straighter that these things fly. So again, this is something you can do in your backyard. You don't need a big setup for it. I just grabbed my old dartboard. I got my old dartboard set up down there, and I've got the inexpensive one I'll be shooting at the dartboard. The big one there would just blow my dartboard up. We're gonna actually put that into a target on the tree. But this is basically the basic setup. I recommend everybody that's training with me go out and get some type of source. Either make your own out of PVC pipe or go invest $8 or $9. If you're really serious, Cold Steel makes great products. I think I've got the 3-foot one. I think they make a 5-foot one. That'll probably be my next purchase when I play around with this thing. But it's a fun weapon. You can get out there. It's safe for anybody to use. You got small kids you can take out, put a cardboard box up there, get close, let them shoot some targets at it, and have a little fun with it. On the flip side of these things though, I've watched some videos today just trying to prepare myself. There's dudes out there hunting bear with blowguns, so black bear. So you can take this any level that you want. Again, the tips could be poisoned depending upon where you live. The South American guys would use the poisonous frogs. The Cherokee Indians would use special types of poisonous plants and herbs, and the Japanese would use herbs as well as like blowfish to add the poison to the tips. If you're going to shoot somebody with a tip nowadays, you might as well lace it with fentanyl or something like that, where it's going to make it look like an overdose rather than some kind of poison that can be traced back to you. As far as aiming with this thing, I've heard a lot of people say keep your eyes open, and you use the very end of there, and you're going to actually see like a ghost image, and just put the blowgun tip below the two targets there. I think this is pretty much a straight point and shoot weapon. So you just line this up kind of straight down the target and you let it rip. If your first dart is not exactly where you want it, then you can kind of Kentucky windage, moving it right or left, depending upon the wind, to be able to do it. I wish I could tell you, hey, you put this like 1/4 inch from your nose between your left eyebrow, make sure your left shoulder is 3 inches from your armpit, and make sure your left butt cheek is tight. There's no science to this to throw straight. It's basically a point and shoot. You're looking straight down the target, straight into the target, and you're blowing really hard. You can line everything up perfect the way people are saying, but if your breath is a little bit shorter than the last dart, then it's going to drop. So you really need to have the same type of breath. So that's why I'm saying just 100% or 110% every time that you shoot a dart to make sure it flies straight. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and like just let one rip down target range here. Orange tip. Red tip. Yellow tip. Go yellow tip first on this one. Orange. And red. That looks like a good one. All right, let's take a couple shots with the cold steel. These darts are medium-sized darts. They've got the edge on them, but not too dangerous. You know what I mean? The same thing. Just put it in the end. Point and shoot. Got a little target set up down there. I'm not blowing super hard because of the distance I'm at. I'm not super far away, but I'm giving it a good shot. Like 5 shots here. I mean, if I was aiming for somebody's face or center chest, I'd have it from this distance. That was a weak blow, and I lost some air when I blow. I could just feel it coming out the side of my mouth. My air conditioner kicking on. And one of the other darts that come with this gun is these bamboo stakes. Almost looks like, you know, pointed chopsticks with the same type of cap that's on the end of here. They're a lot longer than the regular spikes. Some people say these fly a little straighter, so I'm going to move it back into about 25 feet and see what I can do with these here. All right, so I'm back to about 25 feet. Let's see what we can do with these longer darts. So far they're pretty accurate. See if that was luck. Aimed a little high on that one. Just trying something a little different. Yeah, definitely more accurate, without a doubt. All right, that went pretty good with the long darts. So I moved it back to the 40-foot spot. Let's see what I can do for 40 foot. Again, I'm aiming about. These fly pretty fast. I'm gonna try getting back at 6 inches, slightly left and above the target. Yeah, that hit the 9 ring, I think. Got a little wind in my back now. See, I blew just a little bit harder that time and it went a little high. I notice it's coming out like this and then dropping down and hitting. So maybe that longer blowgun at 5 feet may stop that. And also have the gun pointed up some. There's 5 shots. Pretty much all of them hit targets, kind of center mass. Definitely like the longer bamboo spikes. I may even try it from 50 foot, 55 feet, just because I had something in my way at 50. 55 feet here with the long darts. Let's see what we got. Got a recording down at the other end. I'm not even sure where to aim on the first shot here. It's about 8 inches high to the left. It dropped in just left the center. That was to the right, still in black. A little bit low, but I don't think I blew as much air. Blew hard, but that was way off to the right. Back on black for that one there. Trash day. So it's pretty fun getting back out playing around with this thing. I definitely think that these bamboo darts, for whatever reason, flew the best. I don't know if it's the longer shaft. It's got the same type of dart cap on the end of it, coming out of the same gun, but I definitely seen a little bit more accurate flight. I don't know if they went as fast through the air, but they were definitely more accurate, hands down. It looks like the metal shafts, these here, these small spiky ones, they definitely penetrated through the target, through the box, and into the tree. These were only staying into the cardboard. Not a single one actually hit the tree, no matter what distance I was at. So as far as like penetrating power, these smaller metal ones definitely penetrated in. Accuracy, they were here. So there's a fine line there. They do make some bigger broadhead ones that go in the longer cold steel gun. But I would recommend it. I don't really like this mouthpiece as much. I do wish it was maybe more of a rounded one like the smaller ones. Seems like I can't get as tight of a seal with this as I can with a little bit larger one. So I may customize something on this here, play around with it. But again, I'm gonna include some links from guys that I've seen that, number one, made their own blowgun, even with a laser sight on it, that I thought was pretty cool, making it for just a couple dollars. And then the guy that was using bobber lights to customize to put at the very end of the darts, so you could actually see like a tracer round or a streamer going through there. And then a crazy guy who was actually putting explosives putting some flashing black powder with some fireworks stuff in it. So when it hit the end of a 22 cartridge, it ignited the powder inside and gave some kind of a detonation. Now he was shooting it at a metal, looks like an old metal gas tank or something like that. I don't know how it would work, banging off flesh, if it would actually explode or not. It may if they were wearing body armor, but even that's not going to penetrate anything, so it really doesn't matter. But this isn't really just like a killing weapon tool. This is, you know, small game. If you're hunting small game, you can carry one of these pretty easily. I used to have one that was like 5 pieces and broke down, and you could just snap it together, and then I would hit with a little electric tape to seal it up real tight, and that thing was about 5 or 6 feet and did really well. And it came down to pieces. You could put it in a small bag, keep it airtight, and it would float, and you could go anywhere with it. You could put it together quickly. You know, this would be perfect for rabbit, for squirrel, small games, you know, birds, maybe even turkey, if you can get close enough. So this is a great weapon. It's something that I think everybody should at least play around with once. It is part of the ninjutsu tradition, part of Ninpo. There's a weapon that the ninja did use. So pick yourself up one, get out there and play around with it, and figure out the distance and timing and wind. I think you're going to enjoy it. So, little Fukiya today for your United States Ninpo Academy. Blow straight.